And good evening and welcome back to American Civil War and UK History Live. So I'm just visiting a couple of local historical sites this evening. Earlier I was up on Cape Hall of Fern, which I'm going to show you in a minute where it is, to where I am now. And now I'm back down in Folkestone at a place called the Warren, and it's a very important historical site, and I'll explain why in a minute. But also, you might have seen on my personal Facebook page, as well as my history pages, I've been keep going on about Martello Towers, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take the opportunity while the weather's beautiful to come out this evening and talk about them a little bit more and show you up close. Yeah, so let me just turn you around and I'll show you where we were just a minute ago. So we were literally up there on that cliff, and we're down here now in Folkestone in the Warren. And there, look, poking over the trees, you have Martello Tower number 1, and then in between those houses there is Martello Tower number 2, and just there is Martello Tower number 3. But I'm not talking Martello Towers at the moment, because we're talking about something else, because this might look like a boring ordinary field to you, but I know what's underneath it, and I'm going to explain it. Now let's go up to the sign. So this used to be used as a car park for people visiting the beach, because there is a pathway down, just down there, down to the Warren Beach, which is below us, and you can literally walk all the way round to Dover. But 2,000 years ago, when Britain was invaded by the Romans, they built villas, and one of those villas they built right here on this ground, right here underneath our feet. Right here is a Roman villa. Now it has been covered over, and the reason is they don't have the funding to look after it properly. There are rumours going around that they will be doing something in the future, re-excavating it. It's gone through a couple of excavations over the years. One in 1935, I believe that was the first one. They also filmed a TV programme here in the UK on History Channel called Mudmen, and I believe they featured the villa as well. They believe the villa was for a rich Roman lord, or whatever you want to call him, and his job was to check to see who was coming across the channel, and I think at some point along here there was somewhere for boats and ships to dock, and of course they would have had to come and see this guy. That's the way I understand it. So underneath our feet. So again, it used to be a car park. The reason they stopped using it as a car park, because they don't want to ruin it. But again, you can't see anything because again they recovered it. So I think it was either 2014 or 2016. It was fairly recent. Kent County Council put together a group of historians and archaeologists, and they excavated the villa. And I believe the villa is in this region here somewhere, along around this area here. But yeah, so that's really cool. There is a sign up here. Let's go and have a quick look at it, which explains it in a bit more detail. And then I'm going to move to the Martello Towers, or at least number 3 anyway, seeing as how I'm obsessed with them. See. So again, on the map, as you see, we're here. Our Roman villa is somewhere in this area, and that is what they think it looked like. So it was a pretty big place. And what's really cool, sorry, I did get my dates mixed up. So they actually excavated it in 1923-24. And what's really cool about this picture is you can see Martello Tower number 3 in the background. So this site now is preserved as a national trail. It's called the Warren National Trail or something along them lines. It was it had heritage funding by the National Lottery. So there you go, a little bit of history from Folkestone. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you a little bit of local history this evening. If you do live in the local area, come out and walk these places, because they're beautiful places to walk. And even if you don't like history, like I keep saying, they're beautiful places just to come and enjoy being outdoors. Now let's get on to the Martello Towers, because there you have Martello Tower number 1. Now what is a Martello Tower? Very important. So in the early 1800s, Britain was at war with France. Now you might say, when wasn't Britain at war with France? Because we was at war with France forever. But during this period, it's known as Napoleonic period, and we were at war with France and Napoleon, and there was a real threat of invasion by Napoleon from across there, the English Channel, and France, which you can see just about today. It's just fading now. When I was up on Cape Fern, we got a beautiful sight. Now the Martello Towers, so this is number 1, this is in Folkestone, and we have 3 here in Folkestone, and then you have a second one in between the houses, and you have number 3, which is over there. And in a minute I will go a bit further down the road and we're going to have a proper look at it up close and personal. So 1805, 1806 they're built, but they're not the only things that are built to stop the threat of invasion by Napoleon. So in Hythe we have a place called the Royal Military Canal, which runs 28 miles from Seabrook, and it goes all the way to Cliff's End near Hastings. And the point of that was as well to stop, if we were invaded by Napoleon, to stop the advance in its tracks here in Kent. Now the point of the Martello Towers were that on the top of the tower you would have a battery. Now the Martello Tower would have been operated by a garrison of men, in the region of, I would say, probably about 8, maybe a few more. I'm not 100% sure on that. That one has been converted, as you can see. It's got windows, and it looks like people, you know, someone uses it as a place to, you know, look out to sea or whatever. I don't actually know what it is, because when I went past it, I don't know whether actually somebody lives in it, whether it's residential or not. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, the Martello Towers also run down the East Anglia coast. They stop, and then they start here again in Kent. Now the reason they start here in Folkestone is because we don't need to put any in Dover, because we already have a castle there called Dover Castle, and Dover Castle was used for the defence of Britain during the Napoleonic Wars as well. And also you have a place called Western Heights, which is a little bit further, about 5 minutes from Dover Castle, on the heights, on the cliffs there at Dover. That place is open, you can walk around it. I do plan on doing it, I just haven't had time, and I will go down there. And it's a vast, massive place of old barracks. There's foundations for barracks. There's a thing called the Grand Shaft, which is a feat of engineering, which was a way of getting troops down to the beach very, very quickly. It's like a spiral staircase with like and it was like a plug hole, so you had staircase winding around a central column, and the idea was is you sent troops flying down to the beach as quick as possible. So anyway, that's Martello Tower number 1. And again, like I said, I've never actually seen Martello Tower number 2 because it's hidden behind the houses there. But anywhere you go in Folkestone or Cape Fern, like we were earlier, you can always see Martello Tower number 3. So they had 363 view of anything that was coming towards them. Now it doesn't stop there, because the Martello Towers are then converted during World War II. But I'll get onto that in a minute when I get down to tower number 3. I just want to finish the video by saying, remember, keep following all of our pages, American Civil War and UK History and the Unfiltered Historian. You know, we're promoting all this history because we care about it, and because we want to look after it, and we want to take it into the future. So that's the point of it. Also, get out the front door, go and see what's on your local doorstep, because there's loads of it, you know. And again, like I keep saying, if you don't like history, it doesn't matter. You can just go and enjoy the countryside, go and enjoy a walk. Even if you're in town, there's somewhere you can go, and it's beautiful. So see you all very soon. Cheers.